So you wanted to know, you asked the questions, and I'm going to answer. And some of the answers you're most definitely going to want to hear. And later on, I will give you a little update on how my diet's going and if I eventually had the courage to get on those scales. So if I were you, I'd keep watching. Touch me, touch me, So here we go. Let's get into it, shall we? Why isn't your channel about music? Well, originally, I wanted it to be a lot more about music. But my original idea was also that when people picked a song that was important to them, that I could at least play a little snippet of it. But on YouTube, you can't do that because there are copyright laws and copyright rules. So it didn't really kind of make sense to do something about music if I couldn't really play it. And plus, although yes, I love music, I didn't want it to be just about that because I think I have a lot more to offer. So that's really the main reason why, is for the copyright reasons. And how can you talk about music and not play it? It just doesn't make any sense. So, you know, I kind of like knocked that on the head. Do you think you'll ever return to the UK to live? No, I don't actually. I really don't. I've lived here for over 30 years. It's my home now. It's where I work. It's where I brought up my family. Although, you know, I'd still have family in the UK, which I miss. I miss dearly. I miss my little sister. I miss my nieces and my nephews. But, you know, I speak to my sister nearly every day. I feel her close. I carry her in my heart. I also have my Italian family, which I absolutely adore. So, no, I don't think there's any chance. I mean, never say never. Anything can happen, right? But as far as I'm concerned right now, as I sit here, the answer is no. I have no thoughts at all about returning to the UK. Although I do love the UK. I love London, where I was brought up in. And whenever I go there, I really enjoy it. But no, I don't think I'll ever go back there. But like I said, never say never. How annoying is it for you to be mistaken for the other Angie Brown? And have you ever met her? I love this question. No, I've never met her. I've never had the pleasure to meet her. No, it's not annoying to me at all. I get it. We are two beautiful black women from the UK. We sing, and our names is Angie Brown. I get it. I really do. And people usually are pretty cool about it. Sometimes they will say, I really like that song that you did. And I'll say, I'm not that Angie Brown. And they'll say, oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. And I'll say, no offense. I get it. No problem. And then they'll go back, find some of my songs, and then report back to me and say, I went to listen to your songs and I think that you're great too. And I say, you know what, you didn't have to do that, but you know, thank you very much. I appreciate it. But they don't have to do that. That's not what it's about. But no, I don't find it annoying at all. What I do find annoying though, and I'll tell you this story because it happened recently. I was speaking to this DJ on Facebook. I spoke to him about 2 or 3 times over the past 2-3 months because he wanted for me to come to him and do a video podcast. So the last time we spoke, this was about a couple of weeks ago. So he said, could you please bring your vinyls? That way I can play them on the podcast. So I said to him, you do know that I'm not the Angie Brown that sings I'm Gonna Get You, right? And he said, you're not? And I said, no. That was it. He turned off his phone. He never spoke to me again. It was like, you're not the Angie Brown that's important, so I don't want to talk to you. And that, I have to admit, really got on my goat. Yeah, that really annoyed me. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was really rude and totally classless. But you know, what are you going to do? Apart from falling on the stage during the live TV show, what other embarrassing episodes have you had on stage? So I'm assuming that you've seen my other videos, and I hope that you're not only following me on Facebook, but you've come over to this side, and I hope that you've subscribed and thumbed up the video. And while we're on the topic, if you're looking at me right now, if you're watching me right now, please hit that subscribe button. And if you really want to be a daredevil, give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you. So I get it. I get it. I see you. I see you. You like to hear the embarrassing stories. Well, there is one that comes to mind, actually. I was doing a show and I was on stage with my band and I was singing This Masquerade by George Benson. And about halfway through, I'm so done. And about halfway through, I got the biggest stomach cramp I've ever had in my entire life. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what it was. To this day, I don't know what it was. But my stomach just hurt. It just went like that. And I didn't know what to do. And at a certain point, I started turning around and looking at the musicians, my eyes asking for help. But they didn't know what was going on. They didn't understand what was happening. So me being me, I just carried on in pain, in excruciating pain. So I had the mic in my hand and I was just like doubled over. And I was like, we're lost in this mess. It's great. That's how I was doing it, right? Come towards the end of the song and poof, the stomachache went. So I finished the set and I was walking up and I was thinking, oh my gosh, who knows what people must be thinking? And of course, in my mind, because I went through all of that, the whole show was just a bust. But as I walked up stage, people just kept coming up to me and saying, oh my goodness, you gave that song so much feeling. I've never seen anybody interpret the Masquerade like that. And I thought, me neither. But yeah, I was embarrassed. But, you know, I got away with it. Nobody noticed. Nobody knew. Not even the musicians knew. And I never told anyone. So any of my musician friends are listening and are wondering how come I was acting so weird that night. That's the reason why. Why did you stay in Italy and don't you miss Jamaican food? Well, to be honest with you, I don't even know why I stayed in Italy. But I think now, as I sit here and I think why I stayed is because I conquered Italy. I was in Italy and I didn't know the language. I had no money. I had no job. And I was able, with help, to find a job, to get myself a home, to learn the language. It was something that I had to do, something that I conquered. I like the idea. It's mine. It's my own personal conquest. So yeah, I think that's why I probably stayed. And I'm so glad that I did. And do I miss Jamaican food? Yes. I really do. I love Italian food. Oh my goodness, I think Italian food is the best. And that's one of the reasons why I gained a lot of weight. Because, I mean, I love Italian food with lashings of cheese on top. Oh my goodness. But every now and again, when I think about Jamaican food, when I think about fried plantain, which I used to love fried plantain, and fritters, which was saltfish and onions mixed in a flour batter and then fried. Oh, I used to love those. Patties, beef patties. I would do anything for a patty right now. Why are you doing this to me? You know that I'm on a diet, right? You know that I'm really trying hard to lose the weight. But now talking about Jamaican food, yeah. If I had that in front of me right now, I don't think I'd be saying no, put it that way. Do you have any other interests outside of singing? Well, of course I do. Some people have even asked me about the paintings that I have in the backgrounds there, right? Well, they're paintings that I did. I love to paint. I haven't done so in a while, but you know, it really relaxes me. It's not something that I've learned. I didn't go to school for it. It's just something that I enjoy doing. And sometimes I look at paintings and they inspire me and I try to do my own version. And there was one painting that I saw a few years ago by an artist called Jackie Stanton, and that painting spoke to me for some reason, so I did a version of my own. And then there was this artist on YouTube, ColorByFeliks, and he used to do tutorials on how to paint, and I used to do a couple of them with him. I find him absolutely amazing. He's a brilliant artist, and I learned a lot just watching him. And he was talking one day, I think with his wife, and they were just sitting down, and it wasn't a tutorial. He wasn't doing a tutorial on the painting, but he had a painting on the wall, which I don't know why, but that painting spoke to me too. And so I decided to do my take on it. I'm not fantastic, but I just enjoy painting. I just find it really, really relaxing. Out of all the artists that you've worked with, who is the one that you liked the least? I ain't telling you that. You ain't gonna get me cancelled. Hell no. No, I'm not gonna answer you. Next. What do you find sexy in a man? Well, the first thing that I find sexy in a man is the fact that he's sexy. There is nothing sexier than a guy who's hot and he doesn't know it. And another thing that I find attractive in a man that goes hand in hand with that is that he has to wear nice shoes. The first thing that I look at in a man is his shoes. They have to be well taken care of, and they have to be nice shoes. And I don't know why, but it is what it is. I like a man in nice shoes. Can you cook? And if you can, what Italian dishes are you good at? Yes, I can cook. I'm a pretty decent cook, actually. I think my go-to probably is carbonara. Now, carbonara is one of those dishes that everybody has their own little spin on it. I saw a famous British cook make carbonara, and he put things in it like mushrooms and peas. Now, I'm sure it was delicious, but it's not carbonara. Carbonara, it don't have anything in there apart from its eggs and pancetta or guanciale. That's it. Now, to be honest, I do put a little bit of cream in it to make it all nice and smooth. But even that, for a lot of people, is a big no-no. What are the positive and negative things about Italians? Well, the positive things about Italians are that they are very warm, very friendly. They will welcome you into their home with a heartbeat. When I first got here, so many families of friends that I met, the mothers and the fathers, they welcomed me into their home. And because they knew that I was far from my family, they did everything that they could to make me feel at home. And one of the things you will often hear Italians say, and that is mangia, mangia. And that means eat, eat. And that reminds me of Jamaican families, because a lot of Jamaicans, we're like that too. It's like, eat your food, eat your food. So, manja, manja. The negative thing about Italians is that they're a little bit unorganized, especially when it comes to bureaucratic things. If you have to do a document, you're going to age before you get that document, because you have to go to one office and that office says, no, we don't know anything about it. You have to go to the other office, and you go to the other office and they say, no, go back to the first office. So you go back to the first office and they say, no, we'll try that office. So you go to that office and they say, no, I'll go to the second office. And so it goes on. And so if you have an important document that you have to do, start it about 2 weeks before, because it's going to be about 2 weeks running around trying to figure out what office to go to. But I'm just so used to it now that it doesn't bother me. It is what it is. And Italians really are marvelous people. And if they weren't, I wouldn't have stayed here for over 30 years. These questions are never ending. Let's do the last one. Why won't you tell us how much you weigh? Because I don't want to. I know you want to see me stand up here in my knickers and my bra with my stomach hanging out and getting on the scales. I'm sorry, this is not this channel. There are so many other channels and there's so many programs that do that, having overweight people having a shower and just standing around naked for no reason whatsoever. It's not going to happen here. I'm sorry. So, as I said before, I will tell you how much I've lost, if I've lost anything. But for me to tell you how much I weigh, or for me to get on the scales for you to see, not going to happen here ever. Sorry, not sorry. As I said in the beginning, a little update. Yes, I did eventually get on the scales. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It wasn't great. It wasn't fantastic, but it could have been worse. I weighed myself on Monday. So that means it's been exactly a week that I started this diet that I hadn't weighed myself. So I don't know how much I've lost in that week, but I'm just forgetting about that. That's just like a little kickstart. So on Monday, I weighed myself. Today, it's Thursday, and I did weigh myself this morning, and I'm down a kilo. And I'm happy with that. In 4 days, it's going in the right direction. Although I say it's a month, and I know that losing weight, it's a marathon and not a sprint. All right, beautiful people. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and just slap that subscribe button. So take care of yourself, and I hope to see you soon. But until then, be kind to yourself and to others. Take care. Bye for now. Ciao.